Hello everyone, welcome to the Malaysian Student Podcast, episode 13. I'm the host of the day, Junjay. In this episode, we will continue the part 2 of the Indian community in Malaysia. We will mainly talk about the superstitions of the Indian community and also the issue about racial discrimination. If you haven't listened to the first part, remember to check it out and don't miss it. So, let's get started. So, next one we are going to explore is spatial culture or superstition that only Indian community have. Could you share something of this, like the superstition, like what thing cannot do during the specific date, something like this?
Well, my grandmother has one. She, not any day, but she don't like it if you wear all black any day. Like, you cannot wear all black clothes to temple.
Oh, it shows disrespect, it.
More like bad luck.
Oh.
Actually, right, my cousin wanted to paint her, paint black nail polish, and then she found out, and then she got scolded, and then she had to rub it off on the same day. Only nail polish,
I think like quite much of the races they don't like black color. Is it? Chinese also don't like.
Especially like older people, they are more strict.
Yeah, true. My parents also.
In most cultures, black represents bad luck, except for one culture.
What?
Egyptian culture.
Oh.
They regard black as fertile soil, and then they regard red as bad luck.
I feel bad for that.
And that's what Egyptian life.
It's totally different.
Yeah, totally different.
Like our Chinese, we have some specific time to wear the specific color one. If like got the funeral, then we need to wear like white color, yes, or black color lah.
Yeah.
Not red color.
So red is on
Yeah, the
Chinese
dark
New
color
Year.
lah.
Yes.
Chinese New Year we usually wear the red one.
Yeah, Cheongsam and all that.
Because it symbolizes like, yeah, Cheongsam. It symbolizes you are rich and you have a lot of lucks in the future. Yeah, all the things that are related to red, it means positive in Chinese.
I have a question. Chinese women wear Cheongsam, right? What do guys wear?
Actually, we wear samfu, but it's totally different But samfu we rarely wear because nowadays the younger generation we don't wear the samfu or cheongsam. Cheongsam got but quite less, quite a few only.
That's interesting.
I think pretty similar with the Indian culture. You see in Indian temple, right? All the female will wear traditional clothes. All the guys or boys will wear t-shirt and jeans. And I'm like, it's very
I'm guilty. I'm guilty of this.
Like majority,
If you say comforted, if you say the comfort, if you say comfort, actually Indian traditional clothes are very comfortable, very comfortable.
not female one.
A female is very difficult, I know that. For Indian guys, it's very comfortable. Just wear a shirt, then a dhoti. That's it.
Yeah, right. It's
Wow,
still
imagine
cool.
Rishi looks handsome when he wears a traditional clothes.
Oh yeah, last year's the fashion show, right?
Fashion show.
That was so awkward. I don't want to talk about it. You were sent on stage.
Anything that
Yes,
like, can you share about the?
I have seen before a video through Facebook. The video is an Indian. His mother take a leaf and some water, and his mother actions look like drive away the COVID-19 virus. Maybe that is a funny video lah, just to entertain people. Yes.
No. No.
What? No.
It's not funny. That's one thing. For Indian temples, if you go to our temples, you will get some kind of like holy water or something. It's mainly the water from like they did some kind of they pour on top of the god statue or whatever, and then they will get the water, right? So that water is considered holy. So that one
Oh,
they use leaves to spray around the house for good luck, lah. More to good luck than fighting COVID-19.
okay.
It's also one culture also lah.
Yes.
And give you the lucks to fight against the disease or fight against the pandemic.
Something like that. So
Yep.
it's a belief. It's a belief.
And what things like your parents or your grandparents always tell you not to do this and not to do that for the examples.
They say don't whistle at night,
Ah, yes. My grandma. Oh my goodness.
and then don't sit on the table. Later, your dad's finance will reduce or something like that.
Yes.
And
Like
then
why cannot whistle during the night?
my dad says that they only say that because those days people sleep early, right? When there's no light, like they go to bed 8 o'clock. So if you're gonna whistle, it's gonna be noisy. So
That's one.
they say if you whistle, there'll be snake.
I thought it will attract the snakes.
Yes, that's what they told us to scare us off. Just imagine.
You whistle, I've never seen snake.
Whistling, does it attract snakes?
Like in our Chinese or our father mother say, don't strike your leg. Then if you strike your leg, then you strike off the money lah. I mean,
Yeah, the prosperity
yes.
will gone.
Be
And
Indian.
also
Yes,
they
go.
want us to finish all our food lah, make our plate looks clean. Because if we leave some of the rice there, they will say like, next time when you grow up you'll marry a girl with a lot of pimples just like the rice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's cruel. Okay, for Indians, about the eating, same thing about eating. You must eat cleanly, lah, but you must not like how do I say it? Uh, you must not wipe the plate with your hands and eat. Correct. Okay, Indians we eat with our hands, right? So you must
Yeah.
eat properly, but you must not like wipe the entire plate with your hand. Like you have never eaten for a few days and then you swipe everything and then you eat.
Oh.
You must say you must not do that. If you do that, you are shaking away your prosperity, same thing, and then the money, any kind of money, will not stay in your house for a long time.
Yeah, this what our parents always tell us.
There's another one. They say don't stand in one leg. If you stand in one leg, you lose one of your parents.
Really?
I mean, of course, we stand a lot of time. But yeah, I don't know. I think because it kind of annoys the adults, so they just say random stuff to scare the children.
Yeah, they like to scare us.
It's for their own safety that they don't want us to fall off. That's the main reason. But the thing is, they say some kind of weird stuff so that we follow it.
There's a lizard superstition. They say if a lizard fall on your head, you'll die soon.
A lizard fall on your head.
Yeah, lizard. They have like lizard. Like if a lizard fall on your right shoulder, it's good luck. If a lizard fall on your left shoulder, it's bad luck.
Oh.
And the lizard fell on my belly, so I don't know what luck is that.
Actually, they have
Don't-
each body part, like your leg this, your hand that.
Next time if the lizard falls on my right shoulder, I will put it on my left shoulder and told it, you are wrong.
So far, I've never heard anyone anyone having lizard falling on their head. Thankfully.
Looks amusing. Yeah.
There's
No
one
chance.
thing. If you say something, if you like any state, you say something about anything, and if the lizard makes a sound at that moment, people say, "Ooh, you're saying the truth."
And
Seriously.
then if lizard keep making noise, it means someone coming to your house.
Wow.
That's
Really, man? You can communicate with the
I
what?
don't know. Some say that the lizard is the ancestors. I don't know.
Oh.
And some say the crows are the ancestor.
Some said, yeah, the crow, right?
If there's
All
a,
the
there are many
all
crows at your
the
house, it means that you are expecting something the same as the lizard.
Our Chinese say the white color butterfly is our ancestor.
But is it like the moth?
Yes.
Yep, so it's quite interesting sharing from Dashni and Rishi about their superstition, especially about the lizard one. Lizard seems like can make a lot of things to predict the future. And let's move on to the next question. Which is the last question of today's podcast lah.
Okay. What's your thought on discrimination caused by skin color? Rishi, Tashini?
I think there are two type of people. One, they just simply don't like darker skin tone, more like bad luck or something like that. Others are like, because they think fair skin tone is more good looking. I'm pretty sure Rishi have been discriminated as well.
Yes, how about you, Rishi?
Well, that was not a question, it was a statement.
Actually, when it comes to skin tone, I have to be honest, it's not just other race people discriminating Indians. Indians themselves discriminating Indians.
Yes, there are people.
Huh?
Yes, true.
You mean
Really,
Indians
like,
in Malaysia?
yeah, not just Malaysia. The fair Indians discriminate the darker skin Indian.
There
Yeah,
are people.
I knew it in the India. I watched the Indian movie. They're talking about the discrimination among the Indians themselves. I was shocked lah because
Like the only race racist among themselves. The first person that made me insecure about my skin is the Indian itself lah, so I won't blame it on other race, really.
But do you experience this before?
Of course, a lot of
Discriminated by
times.
Indians?
Of course. Hey, wait a second. No.
But actually, for me, right, when I was in early secondary, a lot. After that, no more. It's really funny because I'm actually the darkest girl in my class, and yet more fairer Indian friends of mine will be discriminated. I think it's because I'm very quiet in class, so I'm portrayed as serious, so no one want to disturb me.
And because you know why?
Why?
Because they admire you. You are the most beautiful one, man.
Okay. We are spilling some tea here. Yeah.
Okay, let's end this.
Okay. So
Rishi, hi.
One thing I like people that discriminate to know, right? I think a lot of if younger people, they discriminate because they think that fairer skin is more better looking. But the thing is, right, for fairer skin people, they see their skin every day, so of course they like their skin more. Then for darker skin people, they see their skin every day, so they like their darker skin more. So in the end, if you're gonna discriminate someone, say if someone discriminates me, it won't make a difference. I for sure won't get offended lah. Because I like my skin more.
should I say more? That's a nice one.
I think majority of people like their skin lah.
Yeah, true.
Actually, it took me quite a while. I really didn't like my skin when I was 13 and 14. I kind of wish I was born in my mom's skin. Mom's fairer.
I have my own opinion lah. I want to talk about the negative facts or negative perceptions of Indian. In the past, we know the low educational attainment makes a lot of Indians drop out of school, and this causes Indian difficult to find jobs in society after they leave the school. In such a situation, Indians have to bear the unwanted title of being Malaysia's poorest ethnic group. But some of the Indians are also the most unequal ethnic group in Malaysia. Means that a few rich Indians have more wealth than majority of Indians. Do you agree with that? Do you all agree with that? Yes.
I think I do. Actually, it's not just Malaysian Indians. Even in India itself, you see, India is not known as like a very wealthy country, right? But then the richest Asian is an Indian, so it's something like that. In
The
India, it's
reason,
more like the richer get richer, poor get poorer.
Yes.
true, true.
Yes, the percentage of Indians living below the poverty line is much some of the Indians they no is much higher than we thought that lah. And it also makes high crime rate. Yeah. And some of the Indians they lacking of skill, knowledge on or communication skill. They can only do unskilled or manual work in our Malaysia lah. Or they only can take up illegal works, especially the youngest generation are heading into this dark territory. Yes.
I think sometimes it's because they are influenced by like bad friends, and then there's this thing called gang, and then they join the gang. They are
Yes.
influenced by the wrong people, and then they
Yes.
choose the wrong path.
After they drop out of the school
Yeah,
and they lack of
Yeah.
education. Yes.
Actually, this is the problem of education. Not only Indians, every race they are facing the same issues if they are not educated very well. I'm not meaning that you have to receive the high education, but in terms of like during the secondary school, after the secondary school, maybe you need someone to guide you in your future. If no one guides you, you will like fall into another negative stuff lah, like joining the gangsters, doing some crimes. Yeah.
yeah. It actually depends on the individual, right? You have to know what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
It's actually it's a vicious cycle. If you take a closer look, the parents, no, not parents, I say, the children turn out this way because of the parents actually. So if you say, okay, we take a person, then they go through education but they don't finish it, they kind of drop out in between. Then they go out and then they do their own stuff, and then after that, when they have children, it's going to be something like they're going to continue the pattern. It's not going to be different unless they are willing to make a difference. So when this happens again and again and again, it history repeats itself.
Mm.
They just don't give enough importance.
And we know that our previous government make a decision to Indian. They set up Malaysia Indian blueprint. This policy is to help Indians to improve the quality of their education, help them build affordable housing. So how do you think that Malaysia Indian blueprint, is this help your friends around or your family? Yes. Rishi, Tashini, do you know this?
She'll answer first.
So as for the Malaysian blueprint, okay, I would not say that all Indians are having this problem, like the housing and stuff. Okay, I would say that more than half lah, but not everyone.
Yes, I mean the poorest one lah.
Yes, poorest one, correct. It's true. Then I'm not saying that it's. Let me rephrase my sentence. Okay, so the action taken by the government, the Malaysian, what is it called? I forgot the name. What is it?
Malaysia Indian blueprint.
Okay, Malaysian Indian blueprint is mainly aims to elevate the status level of Indians, right?
Yeah. In terms of education
In terms of education.
and social.
So if you see the another spectrum, education is the most important one. If a person has education, okay, as I said that earlier example, the cycle, right? So if one of the children manage to get good education, like they go to university or whatever, if they manage to cross that boundary, everything else in their life, from starting from that generation, the next generation will continue. So it's a good idea to focus on education to improve Indian society. That's what I would say.
Yes. Maybe next time you can talk about this in podcast. Yes. And how about you, Tashini?
When it comes to education, like I said, it depends on the individual because I've seen people they're very ignorant, like they really don't care because they think after they finish school they can go to do their own job, more like work, not job.
Yeah, I understand. Like, actually, this is like a different social status of Indians.
They kind of don't understand that it's not the right idea. And sometimes when, like she said, if the parents are not giving enough importance for it, they just can't choose the wrong path.
Yeah, just continue what their parents do.
The most common one is after school, go find a job. Don't continue college. It's really bad already.
True.
Yeah, we need to improve this lah. And my opinion is all this is not enough lah. If we need to solve these problems, we cannot only rely on our government policies. And we need to do is a fundamental change in in the ideologies that people of all races hold about Indians. One of the best way to do that is to start with you and me lah, and our society. The plight of Indians being discriminated again against is not a problem derived from the Indian either. This is a very serious phenomenon in the underlying Malaysian society. Yes. And I'm a Malaysian, I'm a Chinese. I hope that we can become harmony and drops our prejudice against each others, not only Indians, Malay, Chinese, and Aborigine, also a part of Malaysia. We are Satu Malaysia. We need to unite and advance to form a democracy and advancement country lah. This is my opinion.
Yeah. Terima kasih ahli parlimen Adam T. Kayang.
Yes.
The future is waiting for you.
Yeah. So in today's podcast, we mainly talk about our Indian communities, cultures, and we know more about the language system of Malaysia Indian community. And also we know most of the celebrations of Deepavali, Thaipusam, Pongal, and their origin and about their history. And also we know the story about the lizard what Dashni mentioned just now, the spatial culture, and also the superstition of our Indian community. And at the last, we also explore some of the condition of Indian community in Malaysia and what our thoughts on it. Yeah, so thank you so much for the sharing from Dashni, Rishi, and Adam today. I think from the episode today, we are able to know more about the Indian community in Malaysia. I personally hope that from the episode today, we can realize that whatever race we are all Malaysians. Thank you.